Pastor Jay here from Know the Truth. Have you ever gotten so mad at somebody that you said things that you shouldn't have said? Has it made you feel guilty? Have you had a string of bad luck happen to you because of your actions? Have you ever had dreams over it? Well, I got an email about an hour ago from a woman who did something really bad. As a result, she actually did have bad dreams over it. Let me read you the email. Dear Pastor Jay, I recently got into a huge fight with my mom, and in the heat of anger, I told my mom to go to hell. Of course, it was wrong to do, but it just happened. Ever since then, I've been having the worst nightmares, and I don't know how to make them stop. There are so many, and they are so intense that sometimes I think they're real. In one dream, there was a horde of melting people chasing after me at a gas station, trying to catch and kill me until I climbed a fence and ran. The next night, somebody was stalking me and wanted to kill me. As I was trying to get away from the stalker, my leg suddenly turned into plungers in a phone booth and it got stuck to the ground. I couldn't move until suddenly I was able to jump onto a train that passed in front of me. That may sound great, but the stalker was on the train too, hiding under a pile of hay until he jumped out and tried to grab me. I also escaped this dream, but I don't know how I did it. And last night, I dreamt about floating blue eyes that followed and watched me everywhere I went. In the dream, I know these eyes are watching me, but every time I look over at those eyes, they drift away and disappear, like floating behind a wall. It is so creepy, I am starting to think I am really being watched. I am afraid that this is God's way of punishing me for what I said to Mom, and I am worried that they are omens of something to come. Like, maybe God really will send somebody to kill me. Could God be sending me a message? Should I be worried? I just wanted to stop, Pastor Jay. Please make it go away. Yours in faith, Becky Lynn. The first thing I want to point out to you is that it's okay to be angry. In fact, it's okay to do whatever you want to do because God already sent himself down to kill himself for our sins so you wouldn't have to. Of course, this doesn't mean that you can't still go to hell. You actually can. You see, he paid the price for our sins, but with that came another price tag. Our undying allegiance to an extremely jealous master. But don't fear, just say sorry and mean it. And your road to heaven will be an easy one. So don't fret, my child, you'll be okay. Now, as far as your dreams go, you can't really make them stop, ever. Even though you're really sorry and even though God killed himself for you, you still have to pay for what you did. You see, with God, there are two types of punishments. We all know about hell, but that's eternal. There's also the suffering that we have to go through during our time here on planet Earth. Now, if you don't sin, you don't suffer. But the more we suffer, the easier it is to get into heaven. You see, that's the beauty of it. Suffering is a gift from God. So essentially, it's okay to sin, but it's really not. So don't sin because otherwise God's death was a waste. But if you do sin, and as a consequence you suffer from it, enjoy it. Now let me break down your dreams for you just a little bit. My really good friend Pastor Roy from the Catfish Creek Trailer Park, he read your emails. He was able to interpret your dreams for me. After all, he is a dream interpreter. Unfortunately, he's out of town today, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and tell you what he told me. I'll start by saying that these dreams were all a test, and you failed miserably. You allowed your guilt to get in the way of saving lives. Your first dream, for example. Those melting people at the gas station, they were melting because a seal ruptured, spewing gasoline all over these helpless souls. You could have saved them, but you didn't. Shame on you. For the second dream, how do you know that your stalker wanted to kill you? Maybe all he or she wanted was true love's kiss. Those plungers that were your feet were your heart's way of saying, do you love him? Then run to him. True love never, ever, ever dies. Now for your last dream, that's an easy one. It was just a dream. Those eyes aren't real. So how do you make this all stop? Let me give you a story from my own life. When I was a kid, I used to eat Skittles and drink chocolate milk before I went to bed. That shit gave me unspeakable nightmares. You know what I did? I flipped the fuck out every night. So my parents would come down to the basement and ask me what my problem was. Now of course I lied and I made a bunch of stuff up. Said it was Satan, but just like my dad would always find my stash of pornography, he found my Skittles and my empty cups of chocolate milk. So I had to stop consuming that poison. Stop taking drugs, come to my church, and maybe your dreams will stop. Thanks for watching.